Hello and welcome to the Mailbag, everybody. I'm Scott Belford, joined as always by Adam Mack. This is the walk-off, and oh my goodness, Blue Jays fever
Oh,
is reaching an all-time high. They continue to put up W's. Last night, make it four in a row since coming out of the All-Star break, five in a row against the New York Yankees, a team that the fan base felt had found itself and was going to get revenge on Toronto as they go back to the Rogers Center. And that was not the case. Literally, man, Kevin Gausman was as fiery as I have seen him in 2025. There was an intensity to him right from the first pitch. The way he faced Aaron Judge and struck him out in the first inning, he just had extra. To quote
yep.
Spinal Tap, he was at an 11 yesterday, and it was beautiful to see. Well, we're gushing about the Blue Jays here. This is from Buster Olney, just some stats out of the gate before we dive into mailbag here. Since May 28th, the Blue Jays lineup has seemingly mirrored what Vladimir Guerrero is as a hitter. They are first in Major League Baseball in average, 279. They are first in Major League Baseball in on base percentage, 348. They have the lowest strikeout rate in the league at 15.6%. They've scored the most runs, 255 in 46 games. They are number one in weighted runs created plus at 122. This team is a freight train right now, and you love to see it.
Yeah, okay. We've been complaining there hasn't been enough home runs for a while now. Basically, I think since that Marcus Simeon season,
Hmm.
right? So what's it been? 3 seasons of like it felt like we're not getting enough production offensively. But that I think is what it comes down to is the way baseball's played now is that offensive production is tied so directly to home runs,
Hmm.
right? But we went over it on the
Yesterday.
Patreon episode
Yeah.
yesterday of the Jays. I think since May 1st, I think it is they're third in baseball in runs scored, but like 15th in home runs.
They are scoring runs in all sorts of ways.
And for me, this is, I mean, and I will say, I wish Vladdy was hitting more home runs. That asterisk still applies.
Hmm.
But as far as the rest of the team goes, this is like, I think, what MLB should aspire to be
Hmm.
is like more offense, but not necessarily more home runs. Like
Hmm.
just the volume of balls in play. And I don't know if it's sustainable or not. It's been a great 2-ish months. I don't know if it's sustainable, but this is so
Baseball.
much better than defense first,
Yeah.
but like whatever you want to call this approach, volume first, um,
I know
doubles,
we kind of made
situational hitting,
yeah,
bunting. It's all like, I don't
we
know.
made fun
It's
of
good.
David Popkins' damage comment. Like we were kind of saying it tongue in cheek type of thing, and
Yeah.
he's just proved that this philosophy is working, right? Getting these guys to do the right things offensively in the right spots is working. Having guys
You
know how to lay down a bunt, having guys, yeah.
you could do a lot of damage with a sledgehammer. Okay. Aaron Judge proves that. But
Hmm.
what Popkins is showing us is you could do just as much damage with a chisel. And
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Tyler
Precision
Heineman, the
swings.
Chiseler.
The chiseler. Oh man. Yeah, no, it's been fun. So just the surprise factor of being so middle of the road on home runs and yet top of baseball in
In
offensive
almost
production. I
every other
think this is
category. It is so refreshing and it's so fun. Yeah, we'll get to a bunch of questions here. Obviously, mailbag is a bulky one this time around. Patreon probably a little bit bigger than most at this point, so some of the other categories did need to take a hit. You can always go ahead, Adam.
I'm just lingering on that thought about the way the Jays are playing right now, and I go back to that double Bichette had the other day that cashed in Springer and Vladdy, and the head first slide from Vlad, and he's fired up. And all I could think was, nobody slides at home head first on a home run.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, just in terms of like, what's a more exciting play, a double that cashes into, or a two-run home run? I don't know. I guess two run home runs are pretty cool too. I'm not gonna
I'll take that too.
totally
Absolutely.
besmirch two-run home
Yeah.
run, but yeah, the way they're doing it, man, doubles and situational hitting. Sorry, just fantasizing here, daydreaming.
Hey, I'm with you,
It's
man.
a good time to daydream as a Jays fan.
It's
Can't hold that against me.
this feels like a true World Series contender.
You know the Jays are good because even TSN is covering them.
Right? Exactly.
They got their hockey analysts out there. It's like it's terrible coverage,
Yeah.
but
But they're trying.
but they're trying. They're trying.
All right. So to get in the mailbag, you can join the Patreon. That gives you the Patreon bump. Plenty of questions from that group. Patreon, by the way, you get automatic entrance into the mailbag. You get bonus content on MLB Mondays. You get instant access to all of our interviews. And as if that's not enough, what I'm going to start doing is including Baseball Town into Patreon. So
Oh, nice.
if you cannot make the Baseball Town live, then you do have the opportunity to check it out because our guests just keep getting better. And Adam, I'm so excited about this August 7th Baseball Town. I
It's a
wish
big one. We were
brother.
just talking about this yesterday. This
Yeah,
is
it's a big
as
one, man.
A-list as it gets, man.
It's about as A-list as it gets. We're moving venues too to left field in Liberty Village, which is a beautiful venue. The beer there is fantastic. Big open room upstairs. Our panel is going to be Ben Schulman, so play-by-play announcer on Sportsnet. He's been getting lots of TV time this year with Buck going through his medical stuff. So that's kind of cool to see. Of course, he is the radio play-by-play on 590 as well when he is not doing that, when Papa Schulman is in the big chair. We've also got Jesse Rubinoff, which is very exciting. Of course, Tim and Friends, formerly of that. He was Tim yeah,
I'm
Tim,
not helping you here.
yeah, no. Metcalf, right?
Metcalf, I think is how you
Yeah.
say it.
Sid Seixeiro and Tim Metcalf. Yeah, like, okay. Again,
Uh,
I was drinking last night, guys. But
Sid
anyway,
Cicero, you nail.
yeah,
Can't pronounce Metcalf.
yeah. The hard
Okay.
one. The hard one I get out, no problem.
Sid and then just a bunch of Roman
And
numerals.
just
You
true
pronounce that,
walk
no
off
problem.
in true walk off fashion, just
All right.
getting the hard stuff right and the easy stuff wrong. And then last but not least, super excited for this. Keegan Matheson moves stuff around to be at the first left field um, baseball town. So, of course, MLB.com analyst, friend of the show, longtime baseball town panelist. And then, as if that's not enough, he also wrote the number one book in Canada right now, The Franchise, which is fantastic. If you haven't read The Franchise yet by Keegan Matheson, definitely do it. So, this is what we're going to do $5 off tickets. The link is going to be in the comment section, and that'll get you in for $20. The Baseball Town coupon code is baseball. So you use that and you get 20% off tickets. We are planning for quite a crowd, so maybe get on that now. Again, August 7th, that's a Thursday, that's a Blue Jays off day. All right. All the housekeeping is done. We've already pumped up our Blue Jays. Let's get into the mailbag. We are starting with Patreon. The first one is just a lighthearted one. We were writing jokes with ChatGPT about your ex-wife on
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
we were and Brian wrote in a couple of his own. He was just like sound
Let's hold on. No, this isn't for the public side. This
okay.
is Patreon
All
only.
right. All right.
This
All
is
right.
not.
All right. We'll cut that out then. All right. Sorry, buddy. I should have double checked on that.
It's all good.
All right. Just one more reason
For,
to join the
for
page.
yeah, Patreon is a little bit more of a free for all and a uncensored.
Yeah.
We're able to talk freely. We shouldn't talk freely, but we do against our better judgment.
Yeah.
But let's Let's
Everyone's gonna be like, man, what are these guys doing? Uh, all right, going to Wyatt G. He goes, "Hey fellas, question for Mailbag. Has Jazz Chisholm always been a D-bag? Or did he just become one once he was traded and got the I'm a Yankee, so I'm better than everyone else attitude?" So, I don't know. Jazz has always been a polarizing guy in baseball because he is very excitable and over the top. And I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Wyatt. Like, as soon as the guy puts on pinstripes, I just dislike them more. And they do feel more like a D-bag. But
yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Chisholm in my mental tracking of him, but there is. I don't think I disliked him when he was with Miami.
it's tough to dislike guys who are Marlins. They're so harmless
Yeah,
and out of our range of anything.
yeah. One of my all-time favorite players, Giancarlo Stanton on the Marlins.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Send them home. That's what I say.
Send him home.
Moving on to Toronto Jeff, new to Patreon, by the way. Welcome, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate the patronage. I know we got, I think, four new Patreon members over the last couple weeks. So big thank you to everyone supporting the channel. He goes, "I'm sold on Manoah for high leverage bullpen down the stretch. Wonder if that's bad for his arm." So it is interesting. Alek Manoah has been rehabbing. He had a start in Dunedin a few days ago, gave up a hit and a run in 2 innings, but looked pretty good. And you know what? That's an interesting thought. Can Manoah help out of the bullpen? I think we need to see a little bit more out of his rehab and where he's kind of at in the minor leagues. But I think that this is something that the Blue Jays are truly considering. I know that Jeff also mentioned that Trey Savage is being talked about as a possible bullpen ad for this Blue Jays team as well. Of course, Savage is the number 2 prospect in the Blue Jays system. He's been lighting it up at at double A. But that's the thing, right? The kid's still in double A. You probably want to let him season a little bit in triple A. But if they are after a lights out arm, it might be worth giving it a try. I would rather see them just bolster the old fashioned way, go out and get
Yeah,
tried, true,
go
tested
make a couple
guys from the major
trades.
league. Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't know. Manoa, I'm torn with because it just I'm
God, it
rooting
would be
for
a
the
good
guy.
story.
It'd be a great story. Alek Manoa, World Series MVP, has a great ring to it. I can't argue with that.
Hmm.
Um, but man, we can't not make a trade for a starting pitcher. It just can't happen.
Hmm.
And then we've already got too many starting pitchers. So bullpen is the only option for him, right? Like, but then I also feel the same way about the bullpen is I don't want to go into the trade deadline being like even hedging our like efforts a little bit of like, well, maybe we just get one bullpen arm because we got you Savage and Manoa and we can smoke and mirrors our way to some like I don't want to fuck around with that.
Hmm.
I just I want Manoa to continue to just rehab and not be necessary.
Hmm.
Like have him and not need him is better than to need him and not have him. But I just want him to be like a safety
Yeah.
line that we don't need, you know?
I do feel the same way about having Santander and Jimmy Garcia in the weeds.
Yeah.
Like both of them,
Yeah.
their rehab is taking much longer than anticipated. And rather than
Schneider just said Santander's still weeks away from swinging a bat.
like, and that's the thing,
So
he's weeks away from swinging a bat. We're talking like early August for him to even start to get his
swinging.
swing back, let
And
alone
then
when his first
the
rehab is. Like,
yeah. I know that's the thing is it's going to be cage work for a bit, and then
Baseball activity starts a little while after that. Like he hasn't done
yeah.
any baseball activity.
So
And
I don't know.
we all are well aware in Toronto that Santander's a slow starter. Like, does this count as a second start?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing is like catching up to 99 from like starting from zero. Like it's just
and playoff baseball is so much more intense too, right? Like the
yeah. So
difference.
so let's say weeks away and then week to week from there is what Schneider said. I got the quote here. So Schneider, John, not Davis, um, said talking with him and the staff, he's still going to be a couple weeks away from hitting, Schneider said, and we'll evaluate him week to week to see when that does start. Um, so let's just say mid-August he starts swinging,
Hmm.
and then by the end of August he's game ready, right? So September he makes his Jays re-debut. That's not a
Hmm.
word. Um, and then what? We're gonna just burn at bats on him in September while he gets back up to speed. Like I don't know. I don't know how you can just let him go 1 for 19 every week during the most important weeks of the season. Like I just hoping that 1 for 19 in September turns into 6 for 19 in October. Like
This team is an interesting spot with how well they've been doing and how much you want to disrupt what is happening right now. Even when Dalton Varsho comes back, and I love Dalton Varsho, and I mean, I guess you'd probably send Miles Straw down at this point. I know we were talking about this on MLB Mondays yesterday. His numbers have been pretty abysmal at the plate since about June 1st, and yeah, that's money on the books, but I think that they brought Miles Straw in expecting to stash that $6 million in AAA anyways, and he's been everything you could have possibly wanted.
Miles Straw has been everything you wanted defensively at a Dalton Varsho.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just Gold Glove caliber center fielder.
And knows his role, right? He can do what he does well better than most,
Yeah.
which is lay down bunts when you need to, run the
Yeah,
bases
be a
very
speed guy,
well,
pinch run. Yeah.
get a stolen base when you least expect it, you
So
know?
I think when Varsho's back, he just takes games away from Miles Straw,
Yeah.
and Straw is a pinch runner when needed, or
Hmm.
you know,
I don't know where you
the,
make room on the 26 man. Miles might even be in AAA. Who knows? But I mean, even having a guy of that caliber in Buffalo, if something happens, I mean, he's obviously the first outfielder up. The guy is so
well,
proficient when it comes to the defensive end of the game.
no guarantee when Varsho comes back that he's back for good this year, right? Like once you have two injuries in the same season, I think the season's a bit of a write-off. Like whatever you get from them is
Hmm.
gravy.
Hmm.
But he missed the start of the season, came back, and now he's out again. You just go, okay, something wasn't right, and maybe he comes back for a month in August, and then he's out again in September when he the dreaded re-aggravation or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
overcompensation injuries, whatever it is. But I would say whatever we get out of Dalton Varsho, I wouldn't count on it being a lot. We might still, but
Hmm.
I think it's all bonus money.
So yesterday on MLB Mondays, we had a pretty lengthy Eric Lauer talk, just kind of praising him with what he has accomplished this season. And I know you looked at his numbers over his career. And honestly, his numbers over his career look pretty good outside of 2020. And I think it was 2023 before he got kind of relegated to Korea. Um, were rough, right? His
Yeah,
2023 numbers that got made him
like a
lose his
six
spot in
ERA.
Major League Baseball was not pretty, exactly. But he has a little bit of a track record, especially in comparison to Bowden Francis, another guy that we talked about. So this is what Johnny Eaton's comment is kind of referring to here. So he goes, these are the pitchers that the Jays have on the books for 2026. Kevin Gausman, Jose Barrios, Jeff Hoffman, Jimmy Garcia, and Yariel Rodriguez. That's it. Then these are the ARB eligible guys likely to be retained: Eric Lauer, Alec Manoah, Bowden Francis, Nick Sandlin, Ryan Burr. Then you got your lefty there in Brendan Little, Braden Fisher, and Paxton Scholes and Tommy Nance.
Can
Maybe
I just before we get into the analysis of this, can I just say I take issue with the way this is framed, and this might just be me, but when I hear on the books for next season,
Mhm.
it has a implication that these are the guys we have control of, and then the ARB eligible guys, for me, is like, okay, no, we still have those guys though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, when you say, here's the pitchers we have on the books, and then you list five names and then go, that's it. And then, like, in small writing, oh, by the way, we have these 14 guys that are ARB eligible that aren't going anywhere. We're going to get them for league minimum. Okay, that's a pretty big asterisk. So,
Yes.
but is that just me? Am I misreading on the books? Like, I know technically, as far as like what we're already committed to paying them, and
Mhm.
the rest has to be negotiated.
Right.
But I don't
Yeah.
know. For me, it makes it sound like, okay, here's the guys that we for sure get to have, and then it makes it sound like we've got a fucking shit ton of holes we've got to fill. I was like, no, we don't. But that might just
Yeah.
be me.
I think Johnny should take a good long look in the mirror at how he
Yeah,
won.
fuck, come on, Johnny, you're
Come
better
on,
than
Johnny,
that.
get together. Get it together. So then he ends it with um making a trade for a pitcher with a bit of term would help not just this season, but going forward. I imagine they have that in mind. How feasible a deal like this is anybody's guess. I mean, yeah, term is something that they're going to be looking for on the trade deadline. I don't know how much of it is available. Obviously, teams that are looking to shed guys in that buyer position, expiring contracts are number one on their list, right? Like, get rid of
Yeah.
the guys that you're just, it's either you get nothing for them or you get something for them. So that is priority number one. Now, are there some scenarios out there like a Mitch Keller in Pittsburgh where maybe, yeah, you can go out and get a Luis Severino from the A's who does have term and is on the books and have a couple extra years? There may be some options out there. I think that they're going to be expensive, and that's not a bad thing, right?
Mhm.
Getting a guy who's locked up and you need to just pay some prospects, that's not the end of the world. But for a team that does have a few guys at that double A, triple A level that maybe we even see make debuts in 2026, guys like Trey Savage, it might not. I don't know how the Jays brass is going to look at this, right? Like, would you move Trey Savage to get Luis Severino? Probably.
I don't know
I
who.
don't either.
I don't know who I. Yeah, I mean, if that was the headline, Jays get Severino, lose Trey Savage. I don't know if I feel like we won the trade, but I do feel like the team has improved, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna just trust that whatever we do pay, overpay or not, was necessary,
Yes.
right? Like if that's where the market's at, I don't want to hoard these guys and be frugal. I'm not looking for deadline deals. I'm looking for deadline deals, you
Yes.
know?
Yes. Going to Marcus G. He goes, "Hey, gents, for the mailbag. Number one, am I crazy for being a little
Yes.
relieved that Santander doesn't look like he will be back this year? I
No.
have this vision of him coming back, disrupting Springer, who's ensconced in the DH spot, and the balance that the Buffalo Boys currently have going. Not to mention the likely wasted September at bats while he plays himself into major league timing. I mean, we just talked
So we
about
just
that.
talked on that.
Yeah.
I couldn't
And
agree
then he
more.
goes, Two, where did this narrative of Jays being under 500 on the road disqualifying them as a contender come up? I always thought contenders shoot for 500 on the road and just crush everyone at home. I mean, I haven't heard much of this narrative. Maybe I'm just in the wrong group chats or the wrong part of Blue Jays Twitter or whatnot. I'm kind of with you here, Marcus. I believe that that's the way you need to be a contender, right? Is you play 500 on the road and then you smash at home. And that's literally what the Blue Jays have done all season long outside of April. So personally, I look at this Blue Jays team, I see a contender. And if there's people out there that want to argue that, that's absolutely up to you. It's your prerogative. But I don't get the idea that just because they're a 500 team on the road, maybe they can't contend, especially if they go out and win the American League, right? If you just always have home field advantage, fuck anything else but 500 on the road. Do 500 on the road, you're going to win.
There you go. Great analysis. Love it.
You, come on.
Oh, you.
All right. Al McGee out of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan Al. Love Saskatchewan Al.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, he came out to our shows. Anyone who comes out to our shows gets a little extra love. Sorry, not
Absolutely.
sorry, right?
Oh, is this Uncle Al?
No, no, this isn't Uncle Al. This is
Oh, okay.
Saskatoon Al.
Oh, Saskatoon.
Uh,
Gotcha. Oh, yes, 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 yes.
yes, now
Sorry.
you're remembering
Yes.
from the distillery. All right. Trade deadline thought. Pitching market is going to hurt. And he capitalized hurt. 2 months of Kikuchi for the Astros last year cost Bloss number 9, number 2, depending on who you believe, Wagner number 13, and Loperfido, who has debuted. Kikuchi had pitched to a 4.75 ERA, a FIP of 3.66, WHIP of 1.36, roughly equivalent to a Loperfido or Wagner, Cal Steven, and a Brandon Barriera for your pick of rental third starters. Anyone with any control or top of the rotation stuff will cost big. All of that is a roundabout way of me saying sell the fucking farm. Banners fly forever. I love that.
Yeah, I'm right with Al.
And also, I love he's not delusional. He's like, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Like,
yeah, this is
it's
the thing.
going
Like,
to get quality. You need to give up quality, right? This isn't, we're not Yankees fans here where we're like, you give us your superstar and we've got a couple of higher end prospects we'll trade you, right? Like, you need to be aware that it is going to take some real prospects to move the needle with some of these guys on the market that will help the Blue Jays. And I'm with Al. Go for it. Do it.
um, question for Al. Do you still have the nice mustache? I
Only
need
hope.
to know.
We can
So let
only
us
hope.
know in the
Only
comments.
hope. All
But yeah,
right.
I'm with him. It's going to hurt and it's going to be necessary.
And drop
Absolutely.
your comments below, Grounds Crew. Honestly, would love to hear your thoughts on this. Any subject we're touching on, feel free to chime in on, and we'll try to circle back either on Friday or next mailbag if we can. Okay, going to Metal Manic. He goes Lauer vibes of Bowden Francis, though. Weren't we ready to lock him up? But the at the end of 2025. I do. It's funny because you really dived into the numbers yesterday, and the more I've been thinking about it, the more I do feel that there is a substantial difference between Eric Lauder and Bowden Francis, and I think both of them still have a lot of potential. I'm not ready to completely write Francis off. And it's really tough to know how injured a guy was too. Like, was he trying to fight through some stuff while he was still pitching? That's always kind of a intangible that's really difficult for the fans to know, right? Only the organization actually knows how injured he is. I mean, we were talking, should we have him phantom injured? So, you don't really know. But as for Eric Lauer, I don't, because he has done well in the past, and because he hit rock bottom as badly as he did, like he was pushed out of the league. He had to go to Korea. I just feel like there's a little more there, and I could be completely wrong. Drop your comments below. Adam, obviously, you've got stuff to say here.
You see it on my face?
I can see it. You're the poker player
Um,
we all want to be.
I've got nothing. Um, it was a full bluff, Scott. It was a full bluff. Yeah, okay, so Francis is like 65 career games at the major league level. Lauer, I think 135 career games. Um, So yeah. And as far as the been there, done that, the league adjusted so well, in fact, or it went so badly, depending on how you look at it. He was playing in Korea.
Hmm.
And then he clearly has made the adjustment back, right? And that's what you're always wondering about with any young player, whether it's a hitter or a pitcher, right? As Davis Schneider comes out, he hits 1,500 OPS, and then the league adjusts, and he goes, 1 for 37 to start the year. And okay, can he adjust back, right? So yeah, I think there are signs. We don't know that if Francis can. The league is clearly adjusted to him, or he's injured, whatever you want to say. I think the league adjusted to him, um, which is just normal. That's not a shot against Francis. It's
No.
just what happens, right? There's more game tape. The scouting report has more to work with, right? They figure out where a guy likes to throw, what his tendencies are, how to hit him. Um, we don't know if he can make the adjustment again, right? And that's what makes and breaks a career is that readjustment.
Hmm.
Lauer has shown that he is capable of making an adjustment. Whether or not that's a sustainable adjustment or not, I don't know, but it is a positive sign, sure. So I'm with you there. And he is still in his ARB year, so we don't have to worry about this tomorrow, anyways. Like
Hmm.
he's going to be playing for the Jays next year as long as we want him.
Hmm.
For like probably 3-4 million bucks. So
And what's interesting, something you pointed out yesterday on MLB Mondays, Eric Lauer has 1 year of arbitration left.
that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking Francis there.
Oh no, Francis I think is pre-ARB still, so we have like 5 years left of
Right.
Francis. But yes, Lauer is what I'm getting at. Is that right now? I think he's making 2 million, and he has 1 year of ARB left, so he'll
Yeah.
make three
Pretty
to
darn
five million
similar.
next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. This is a good spot to be in with Lauer. Is we're pencil him in for the number 5 next year, I guess, and
Ground
then you
crew, do
see
you
what you
believe in
get.
Eric Lauer? Like, I would love to hear everyone's opinion on this. He is such an interesting animal because he just seemed to come out of nowhere, right? Like he was
Yeah.
grabbed off the scrap heap for on a minor league contract.
Well, we talked about this yesterday on the Patreon episode. Is that it, you felt like, and wrongly so, that like, oh, this is Easton Lucas again. Like,
Hmm.
fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah.
Easton Lucas me twice, shame on me, right? But
No.
that's not what this is. Like, it is
No.
not a Eric Lauer isn't Easton Lucas, even though when you do just get like phantom starts out of a guy you've never heard of and they're great, you do feel like
This can't last.
this can't, yeah, this clock's about to strike midnight on this guy.
It's
But
so interesting how big Eric Lauer has been for this team, too. And I don't just mean that he's pitching to a 2.7 ERA and has pretty much saved the pitching staff, which is obviously a huge part of this. But I also just mean that this was a starting rotation without a lefty in it. And it does break
yeah.
up the righties nicely. It does give another look that maybe this team, this organization was lacking.
Well,
And
it explains his nickname too, Weston Lucas. Okay, dumb joke, sorry. Yeah, lefty is valuable. I mean, we saw what Yusei Kikuchi. We just talked to in the last comment. What Yusei Kikuchi fetched
Mhm.
at the trade deadline last year, right? And the numbers that Kikuchi were putting up wasn't spectacular, but you put on the lefty premium, for a hard throwing lefty starter, and all of a sudden the returns significantly better. So yeah, with Lucas throwing lefty, I can't throw lefty.
No, no, you can't. All right,
Uh,
moving on, sticking with
there you go.
Patreon, or sorry, moving to Twitter here, X, whatever you want to call it. Trevor writes in, he goes, I never blamed John Schneider when we stunk, really. Quibble on some things, sure. I don't blame or praise hitting coaches much either. Meh. I just don't buy their incremental impact much, and hitting's very individual. Barker talks a lot about this. I always say accountability is at the top. Things are just going right for all of our talent. It's one of those years. Yesterday was that personified. Scrap heap starter goes six and backup catcher smashes bomb. ride it hard. He's talking, of course, about that last game against the Giants. And yes, the front office deserves credit if the magic pixie dust this team is sprinkling on their Wheaties continues to work when it matters most. We have come a very long way from Adam's solo show earlier in the year where he was basically crying in a shower about to end it all. And I was right there with him in spirit. So we have come a long way from April, where
Mhm.
things felt bleak and we were really worried that we were just watching another 2024. And that has not been the case. These guys have definitely found their game and have meshed as a team better than we have seen in a long time. I know Bo Bichette even came out yesterday after the game and was like, this is the Toronto Blue Jays that I grew up at 17 watching when it was Josh Donaldson and Jose Batista in 2015. Right? He was like, this is the chemistry we saw. This is the craziness at the Rogers Center. And you know what, man? Wouldn't it be wild if Bo Bichette just decides to sign? Like, all of this talk, all this speculation, they go deep on a playoff run, and all of a sudden Bo Bichette locks in. I don't know.
Well, I will say, I've said it before, and this isn't revolutionary thinking, but Jays going on a deep playoff run is the best thing we can do if we want to sign Bo Bichette.
Hmm.
Like, unfinished business.
Oh,
Oh, buddy,
that's
you
why
know,
Connor McDavid's still an Oiler
for one more year.
for one more year.
Um, no, but like, there's just a difference between like the excitement that they're going through every day, day in, day out. Like, sure, Bo's not going to smile, but he's smiling inside.
Hmm.
It's just, it's such a better feeling than being hopeless, you
Oh,
know?
isn't it? Isn't it? And it's so nice to hear the compliments that are being thrown around. Like, Bo's got a beautiful inside smile, you know? Like, what? He lights up the inside of his own heart. It's great.
It just, look, I mean, if the Jays win the World Series, fantastic. If the Jays even go to like the ALCS, the semifinals, right? I think that goes a long way to Bo feeling like, fuck, let's run it back. We're
Mhm.
close.
Yeah.
Whereas how I felt in April, crying in the shower, and how, you know, Bo's probably felt last year and last couple of years is also like, fuck, man, like
Yeah.
we're miles away.
Yeah, this is it's a such a great feeling in comparison to the fire 'em all, blow it all up sentiment of early April. Like it was tough. And it's not even like, this really compounded, like April was compounded so much by uh, it mirrored what we watched in 2024 and 2023 in the hopeless offense and how you would just get down by two and the pitching would be incredible and you're like, well, we lost 2-1. Holy fuck. Like so yeah,
Yeah,
the boys are banging on all cylinders, and you gotta love it. Go onto Instagram here. This is Derek. He goes, "Hey guys, this was last night." He sent me this. He goes, "Hey guys, wow, I love seeing the Yankees lose to this team. You think they get a series win? Tonight's game was awesome. Gosman all the way back, baby." Gauze, we talked about it right off the top. Gauze did look like as dialed in as and intense as I've seen this year. You love to see it. So what do you think? Quick answer here, Adam. Do they win the series? Do they take one of the next two games against these Yankees?
yeah, yeah,
I think so too. I think
yeah,
so too. All right, going to YouTube. I know that we were Patreon heavy here, so apologies to everyone who didn't get their questions in. There were a lot of you, and I always try and switch it up when I can, especially on the public side of things. So please feel free to try again for Tuesday. I know that with so much more engagement in the Toronto Blue Jays themselves, our numbers are up and our questions and stuff like that are up. So all I can say is just keep trying, do our best here. This is from YouTube. New Brunswick, Canada guy goes, the best of the year, the walk off the rails clips. could be a good off-season show, which yeah, if we actually have
Did
an
we go
intern
off the
now.
rails recently? How did we go off the rails?
Oh, buddy, every show we go off the
Oh,
rails
okay.
at some point. I
That's
think
fair.
I think the last one we literally were off the rails about 90 seconds in.
It does ring a bell. I can't remember what happened, but I do
Yeah.
feel like I can remember myself saying, "Well, we're off the rails."
Yeah, and early. Yeah.
And early, yeah.
Okay. This is from Scott Carter. He goes, I am not concerned with them overpaying for someone that will help, but I am
Yeah.
concerned with them trying to buy low on someone and hoping they bounce back with a change of teams. Love this point.
Okay, who are we talking about?
Well, I think the idea here is the difference between, let's say, a Sandy Alcantara and a Jacob DeGrom, right? Like, yeah, you're probably going to get a better deal on Sandy Alcantara. And this could be a wrong example, by the way. Like Alcantara, I know the Marlins are holding on pretty tight that he's still a Cy Young caliber pitcher, and they deserve a Cy Young caliber um, prospect load for him. I don't know if it's out there. Jacob DeGrom might be the wrong example too, but everyone knows what I'm saying, all right? Just pick whatever names you feel fits this best
Yes,
and
yes, yes,
we're
yes.
good. But I am kind of with Scott on this one, where I would rather see them go get a guy like, let's say, Eugenio Suarez, who is doing it, right? He is hot, he is hitting, he is getting it done, then go out and get a bat where maybe he's having a down year and you hope a change of scenery. You catch lightning in a bottle. Like this isn't really. I'm fine with lightning in a bottle and projects in the off season, but when you're at the trade deadline and trying to contend for a World Series, not really the route I want to see.
No, and like with our pitching staff, just as what we're going to look at, who do you who loses his job if you're not getting a number one?
Yeah. I mean,
Like who are those Diamondbacks pitchers? Gallen and what's his face?
Merrill Kelly.
We're linked to those guys a lot.
Hmm. Merrill
Is it an
Kelly
upgrade?
Merrill Kelly's an interesting one because I don't think he's an upgrade, but he's not a downgrade. It's like you just went out and got another Chris Bassett.
That's what I mean. Those are the guys I don't want to spend on. Like for me, I don't want to go give up prospects so that we have five solid number fours. I don't.
Now, I could understand, and it doesn't really fit, in my opinion, for 2025, but I would get them going out and getting Mitch Keller, who I also kind of feel is in that category of the dudes we already have. I don't think he's a top of the rotation ace that's going to take this team um, to the promised land, but a very good arm to go out and get. And he has term. And with all the, I know Johnny touched on the expiring contracts, right? Like there are a bunch of guys coming off the books this year. Bassett is gone. Scherzer is gone. There's going to be holes in the rotation. And if you can fill those now, you're kind
Mhm.
of killing two birds with one stone, right? Which is, good business. But I'm with you, Adam. If that's not possible, I don't think going out and getting an expiring contract of Merrill Kelly is really. I would rather see them overpay for like a Eugenio Suarez and deepen the bullpen than just add. And again, like maybe the depth is a concern, and we did talk about this front office is known for raising the floor. That's not an impossibility.
Do you see a world where, because we talked about it like just after the All-Star game, Bassett pitched one inning in relief and him kind of painting himself into a playoff relief role,
Hmm.
which A, I love for the Jays. B, I love for Chris Bassett because uh, in a contract year,
Hmm.
showing some flexibility and having some playoff success is going to translate into a few million extra bucks this December, as
Hmm.
opposed to a guy who's the odd man out and doesn't play in the playoffs at all.
Yeah.
Right. So kudos to him. But If okay, our rotation right now, no particular order. Barrios, Gossman, Bassett, Scherzer, Lauer. That's our five. We go out and we get whoever. Joe Ryan, whatever. We've got six starters now. Bassett to the bullpen on day one, or do we do six-man rotation?
Ooh, I don't know, man. That's
Because here's where I'm at. Maybe a trade for a starting pitcher is also bullpen relief, if that's what you did.
mm-hmm.
Like maybe that's a way to look at it. You know what I mean? Of like, okay, we go out and we get a top tier guy who just gives us confidence to put someone in the bullpen.
Even if it's
Scherzer's
Eric Lauer, it might be worth it, like where Lauer
sure, yeah, pick whichever one you want. I just think with the way Bassett has already done a relief
Mhm.
and is lining up for that. And let's figure it out. Like, let's
Yeah.
figure it out in August. If he can be a relief guy, let's figure out what his rest schedule needs to be. If he's doing, one or two, maybe 3 innings, how much rest, how many days off does he need? Like, let's figure all those details out in August, not in October. Not when we go, fuck, he needs an extra day in order to be effective. I don't want to figure that out in game three of the ALCS. You know what I mean? So let's figure that out now. Um, Max Scherzer threw 90 pitches in his last start. Like went 6 innings.
hmm
I mean, you still got to be like a little bit delicate with Max Scherzer, but like he could be a starting pitcher the rest of the way. I don't,
No, I
I
agree.
don't think we need to worry about Max Scherzer being like a 3 or 4 inning guy that every time he starts, we're like, okay, but we got to pull him out after 60 pitches and it's going to drain our bullpen every time he starts. So maybe he's the guy we got to put in the bullpen. Like, I think you just go, okay, he's going to give us 5, 6 innings,
hmm
70 to 90 pitches. If he's got it, he's got it, and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think going and getting a starter and you overpay for a starter and it also lengthens your bullpen in that way of I don't know. I like the idea of Bassett to the bullpen, and I would do it immediately
Mhm.
rather than a six-man rotation.
And you know what? Have him as the long man. Have him come out and pitch 2 to 3 innings here and there. Keep him built
Yeah.
up to where you can at least
Line him up
go.
with the Scherzer starts if that's
Yeah.
what you want, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, Scherzer gave us 4.5, 5. He's at 80-ish pitches. The velo's starting to go. Okay, let's just pull him and put in Bassett then. The rest, to get us to the eighth. I, I'm
I'm
cool.
all
Let's
for
but
it.
let's figure it out. Let's figure it out.
Drop your comments below, everybody. Grounds crew, where are you at on who is the odd man out if the Jays do go out and get a starting pitcher? Scott Oliver says, sorry, Christopher Olive says, Scott, you are wearing the coolest baseball shirt ever. Analytics versus everybody. Thank you, Christopher. And then he goes on to say, Alan Roden at 321, hitting 321 in Buffalo. Riley Terada is hitting 273, and Rainier Nunez is hitting 282. The kids in Buffalo are doing all right. And yeah, three guys that, I mean, Roden is already made his major league debut. I think Terada is one bad taco away from being the guy. And Rainier Nunez has actually looked really good. Of course, Nunez, it's kind of a bummer because he's a little bit blocked as his primary position is first base. One of those situations when you are a first baseman in the Toronto Blue Jays system, you kind of have
Yeah,
14 years blocking your way. So,
yeah.
um,
So don't rush your development, kid.
that's right.
You got time.
Okay, last one before we wrap up Mailbag. Again, thank you so very much to everyone who has contributed. Don't forget Baseball Town. We've got Keegan Matheson on the panel. First one at Left Field Brewing in Liberty Village. We have Jesse Rubinoff. And then, as if that's not enough, we have Ben Schulman, play by play announcer for the Blue Jays on the radio and part time television. Okay, final one. Here we go. Remember, by the way, Baseball Town code to save $5 is baseball. Time for the Jays to push their chips in. This was on the titling. Now, I'm not going to throw our intern under the bus, but I am going to throw our intern under the bus. This was Matt's fault, everybody.
Fucking Matt.
He
Thanks,
put
Matt.
and everyone was very quick to jump on it and be like, Their. All right, we misspelled there. Pet peeve of a lot of people. Apologies. I will ream the kid out for you. All right, we will go up one end and down the other. By the way, speaking of Matt, he's very, very excited. We have him joining us for 10 minutes on the Friday show this week, Adam. I know this is the first time
Nice.
I've mentioned it to you, but he's been
Hey,
working really hard and he really would
good.
like to. He bought a little mic and he was asking.
Amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have
Sweet.
him on just to
Good.
get his opinion on the Blue Jays.
Good.
All right,
Nice.
everybody. On that, thank you so much for following along. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not, and we will see you on Friday. Go Jays, go.